I'm Brian Christner, and this is The Byte, a bite-sized podcast about containers, cloud, and tech.
Welcome back to The Byte. This episode, we are going to talk about Netlify. Netlify is a new way to provision your website. So no longer do we need like WordPress sites or sites that have servers and backends. This is a completely serverless approach to website development and maintenance, actually. So it's more of a development workflow that we're used to in normal application development. And it brings a lot of features along with it. So Netlify, the tagline is build, deploy, and manage modern web applications or projects. And the benefits right off the bat is you can use a developer workflow for your website. So if you're using GitHub or GitLab, this falls right into your workflow already. Global development, as it's pushing out to, I think it's Amazon S3 buckets, it then automatically replicates this out to their CDN, so their content delivery network, and it's globally available instantly. So we don't need to scale more servers because you deploy once and it goes global right off the bat. Next is CI/CD integration. This is brilliant because you take your Git repository, you link it to Netlify, and this allows you to basically make changes and do like a automated workflow for your website. I actually documented this on our website because our company website, 56k.cloud, uses Netlify for quite some time now. And our GitLab, we basically make a branch and we submit it to Netlify. It makes a preview branch. When we're satisfied with it, we merge it back together and it becomes actually the actual live website. This is quite cool because consider like WordPress, you don't get a preview branch. When you do like a template or some new changes, usually you're always doing it on the live system. In this situation, we can actually have a complete preview that's a separate URL, separate everything that's running. We can test it out, and when we're happy with it, we can actually merge it back into Netlify's master branch. Now, it automatically uses HTTPS. You can add your domain name to it. And the biggest kicker I found is it's free. It's free, as in like it doesn't cost anything, like free coffee, free. Now, there are different pricing tiers. If I look quickly, the free branch is more for personal projects, hobby sites, and experiments. We're using it for a company website, and we don't have a ton of traffic going there, but it works fine. But the major difference between the starter package and a pro is how many team members you can use on the site. So I myself am considered an owner to the site, and then my colleague Dara would be just a member. So he can contribute code, but he can't make site adjustments. That's fine for most people. So I think a good start there. Again, it's free, so we can start out. But the principle behind Netlify is there a jam stack. So it's Java, API, and markup. And basically, we are not using a backend. So WordPress, you have like a PHP front end and you have a MySQL backend, and it has to generate the content every time someone visits. Where this, why Netlify is better is because performance. It builds the website when we submit it to Netlify. And then it's completely available as a static website, and then it's distributed over the globe through the content delivery network. It's more secure because there's less moving parts, and it scales. We don't have to scale servers like WordPress. You have to always, give it more RAM, CPU, or actually give it another server. In this instance, it's actually you're just replicating the data to the CDNs around the world. It is beautiful because it's reminding you of a normal developer workflow. Like I said, we use it. Kubernetes uses it for their documentation. Docker uses it for their documentation. About the actual Netlify themselves, they recently received some funding to make the platform even better. They have 400,000 developers using the platform, and 7.5 million websites are actually live at the moment. And if I look into our website, it gives you a lot of details. I can change the system status. I can actually kick off builds within the platform itself. I can inject analytics information and control domain management. It also allows you to have forms. So it does form collection, it does identity, it does actually serverless for you within it. So this is a complete different way to do a website. And like I said, if you follow like the Amazon way to build like a new website, is like stick it in an S3 bucket, it doesn't cost anything. Netlify is actually expanding on this and making a nice workflow for you. I can really recommend this. I mean, even if you don't use Netlify, the Jamstack principle is brilliant. So you're generating the entire website, making it ready and distributed. And this allows us to basically focus more on the content, less worry about servers. So a really serverless approach to websites. Have a look, Netlify, and I'll put the links into the show notes. So netlify.com. And that's all for this episode. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Byte. You can find the show notes at thebyte.io and follow me on Twitter at IDoMyOwnTricks.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.